Good day, students. Today we are going to dwell on data presentation. Our aim here is that at the end of this class, at least a majority of you, which I portioned here as 75% of you people, should be able to represent a data using a pictogram, bar chart, pie chart, frequency distribution table. So, we will now start with a pictogram. What is a pictogram? Pictogram is not that thing other than the use of pictures to represent a given data or a datum. The pictures we are using here must resemble what we are intending to represent, which means if we are talking about a human being, the diagram we are going to draw must look like a human being. If we are talking about a motor car, it must look like a motor car. Our aim of using this pictogram in a data presentation is to economize the space and to save time. Like illustration I have here, I said the number of electricity users in a city for years of 94 to 96. We said each light bulb stands for 1,000 users, can be represented thus. You can now see I write 94. I have only 1, 2, 3, 4 bulbs. 1995, I have 8 bulbs. 1996, I have 10 bulbs. If you look at my picture, you can see arrows, lines at the top. What I mean by that line is that in a given bulb, you have rays of light. You can see that my diagram looks like an electric bulb because I'm talking about electric bulb. Assuming I'm talking of building, I will draw something that looks like ordinary building so that at a glance you can understand that what we are talking about is a building. Then I said the above means that 4,000, 8,000, and 10,000 persons used the electricity for the year 1994, 95, and 96 respectively. In other words, it means that in 1994, 4,000 persons used the electricity, which means that one bulb there stands for 1,000. And since we have 4 bulbs in that 1994, what it means is that 4 times 1,000 will give us 4,000. Likewise in 95 and in 96. So, having said that, another way of presenting a data in a statistics is the bar chart, which we say that this is a bar diagram in a block form. In some textbook, they will tell you that it is a rectangular bar. Rectangular in the sense that the bar you are going to draw will look like a rectangle. And we know that a rectangle has a shape that has 2 sides equal. The width will be equal, while the length will be equal. I give an illustration here where I say they represent the following data in a bar chart. This is towns. So we have town A, town B, and town D. To town D, we say number of population. Town A has 1,000 persons of population. Town B has 2,000. Town C has 1,500. And town D has 2,500. You can now, if you want to represent it in a bar chart, you will draw 2 axes. The vertical axis will stand for the population, while the horizontal axis will stand for town. This one is regarded as the vertical axis. Why this one? Sorry. Why this one that is going here like this is regarded as a horizontal line? If you look at the bar chart here, I now put the number 1,000, 2,000, 1,005, 2,000, and 2005. But in my table, you can see that 2000 comes before 1005. But in arrangement, you see that 1005 is smaller than 2000, which means if you want to arrange the numbers, you will arrange it in ascending order. That's why I have 1000, 15, 2000, 25. And I now have ABC. So, because town A is 1000, what I have there is that I will now draw a small rectangle that will correspond to that number, which is 1000. Which means here now I have represented 1000 population in a bar chart. If you look at B is 2000. If you look at my diagram, it corresponds to the line 2000. Likewise, C and D. But in a bar chart, there is one thing that is important, which I want you to always bear in mind. And that thing you're supposed to bear in mind is that using a bar chart in representation of a data, you must make sure that the distance between first bar must be equal to distance between second bar and third bar and fourth bar. What do I mean by distance? If you draw this using your meter rule, you will see that if you measure this gap between here and here, it must be equal to gap between here and here, and it must be equal to gap between here to there. That is what I mean. You must make sure that the width are the same thing. Having talked about a bar chart, the next one is a pie chart. We say that this is a circular diagram which is divided into various parts called sectors with angle at the center being proportional to the item it stands for. Here, why we say that this is a circular representation is that the data is going to be represented inside a circle. And a circle, as we know as one of the plane shapes, a circle has the sum of angle that is equal to 360 degrees. Then, we say that the angle, which is called a sector, must be proportional. What we mean by being proportional is that it must be equal to the measured angle or the calculated angle. Here now, we say illustration. Construct. Then I say construct a pie chart for the below data. We have years, population. We have, in the year 2000, we have 90 persons. 2001, 85. 2002, 95. 2003, 120. 2004, 115. 2005, 130. When you now sum from 90 to 130, what you are going to get is 360, which is equal to, this thing is equal to 360. But this is not the main angle we are looking for. Sorry. This is not the main angle we are looking for. What we do for you now to draw the pie chart, as you can see here, is that we are going to total this population to get the total population, because the angle in a circle is 360. In your note, I gave out the procedures, how you can calculate the angles. And giving an example now, assuming I add this thing, this is 10, 15. I have 15, 10, 18, 27, 29, 30, 33. It will give us 635. So what we want to find now is a sectorial angle for the year 2000. So if we now divide or multiply out, we will have what I did here is that because I have 0 here and I have 0 here, I just carry this 0 to add to 306 to get 3,600. I will multiply by a single digit, which is 9. If you now say 9 times 0 is 0, 9 times 0 is 0, 9 times 6 will give us 56, 54. We now write 4, carry 5. 9 times 3 is 27 plus 4 will give us 31. 31 divided by 6, 3, 5. What? 49.4. 49.4 degrees will be the sectorial angle for 2000. So if you do the same in 2001, you will have 85 over 635 times 360. And I told you why we are multiplying by 360 is because the sum of angle in that circle is equals to 360. Then if you want to represent it in a pie chart, you will draw a circle of any size. If you like, let it be as big as this classroom. If you like, let it be as small as your palm. But one thing that is important is that you will measure using a protractor to measure the exact amount. Like here we have 49.4. You will measure it. And if you look at my diagram, you will see that if you calculate for 2005, that is the highest. The sectorial angle will be more than that of 2001, which is 85. And if you look at the diagram, you can see the proportion I made for 2005 is more than that of 2001. And what it means is that it is showing that the sectorial angle for 2005 is more than 2001. Likewise, you can see that 2002 is greater than 2001. Having said that, we now say, note, the sum of angles in a circle is equals to 360, which means that now we have gotten this, because if you go to your note, you will see where I calculated the whole angle. If you sum the angle, you will see that you will get 360. Then in the last data presentation, which we are going to look at now, is a frequency table. Frequency table is not that thing other than a table that is showing the number of a time a particular number appeared. Remember what I told you when we are discussing about mode. I told you that a frequency is the number of a time a particular number appeared. Like here I said, represent the following data in a frequency table. You can see the list of numbers. To represent it in a frequency table, what it means is that if you like, you arrange the number in ascending order. If you like, you put it in descending or anyhow. But the most important thing is that you must ensure that if a particular number appeared 2, that 2 must be represented. Like the smallest number we have here is 0. The highest is 5. You can see that why in the frequency column I have 1 here. What it means is that 0, if you look at the distribution all through, you see that 0 is only 1. You write 1. 1 appeared 3 times. If you count, to have 1, 2, 3. That's why I have 3. So here now you can see that 2 appeared 3 times. That is 1, 2, 3. And that's why I have 3 here. When you come to 4, 3 also appeared 3 times. That is 1, 2, 3. Is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why I have in the line of 3 I have 5. 4 appeared 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 that is here. Then 5 appeared 3. 1, 2, 3. So if you want to know the number of numbers that has been written here, what you will do is that if you now calculate the frequency, whatever it gives you, it is equal to the total number that is here. But what the frequency table is trying to tell us is just to show us how many times a particular number or item in the distribution appeared or surfaced in the distribution. By implication, assuming this is giving us an exam now and asks us to how many times does maybe 4 appeared, what it means is that because 4 is 4 does not mean this 4 here does not mean this 4. What it means is that we have 4 into 4 times. And in the distribution you can see it 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise 5. 5 appeared 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You cannot get another 5 here. So if you want to know the total number, like if you count this number there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If you sum this, you will see that we are going to get 19 numbers. So having said that, in summary, let me summarize before I give out the assignment. In summary, we said that there are many tools we use to present a data. One of the tools we discussed here is the one we call pictogram, which we say that a pictogram is not that thing other than using a picture. And the picture you are using is not that you just draw anyhow picture. If you are discussing about television, your picture must look like a television, no matter how small it is. But whoever sees it must know that what we are talking about is a television. After that, we talked about a bar chart, which we say that it is a bar form, a rectangular bar. That is to say, given a particular data or item, you will now use a bar that will correspond to that particular number. If the number is 5, the bar you are going to draw must be exact in line with that 5. After that, we talked about a pie chart, which we say that a pie chart is a circular representation of a data. Circular in the sense that it is represented inside a circle, and the circle has a total sum of angle equal to 360. You will first of all, if you go to your note, you will see where I gave the properties of a pie chart, a bar chart, and I solved how you can get the sectorial angle for each item. Like here now we have 2,000. Year 2000 population is 90. You can see what I solved here by saying that first thing you will do, you will sum the population. And then use the one in question and say over the total. That's why I said 90 over 635, because 635 is the sum of numbers given, because it is in a circle. After that, we talked about a frequency table, which I said that frequency table is not that in other than a table that shows number of a time a particular number appeared. And you can see it on the board. 0 as a number here appeared only 1, and that's why I have 1. And likewise every other numbers here. So having said the summary, I now gave out the assignment. I said, use the table below to draw 1, a bar chart, 2, a pictogram. So, having discussed what a bar chart is and what a pictogram is, you try yourself in relation with the example I have solved above. You know whether you can do it using a pictogram or a bar chart. Remember, I told you that a pictogram is just the use of a picture. Then I say, assuming you have a question, you can reach me through this my WhatsApp number 08022431732. Thank you. I remain my humble self, Mr. Namani Humphrey. Thank you.